Oh man, so is it too late to invest in cryptocurrencies in 2022? A lot of you guys may have seen that really viral video clip from Da Vinci 8 years ago where he said just buy $1 of Bitcoin, and he was pleading everybody to just put $1 into Bitcoin. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why I think it's still super early for crypto. I'm going to back that up with some metrics for you. So if you've not started on your crypto journey, do not worry, there is a new crypto investor / trader born every single day, and we're here to educate you and show you how to get along on this crazy ride that is crypto. Make sure you hit up the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, if you like my perspective, consider joining our course member live streams, jars.uk/member. If you want to trade or invest in crypto, you can check out the links in my description to the available exchanges. Now, let's take a look at a few different things that I want to cover off. And the first one I want to cover off is what is the current market cap of crypto, right? So at the highs, a crypto market cap reached 2.5 roughly trillion. Now, we're currently sitting far lower than that. If you're watching this video at the time of recording, we are at 1.1 trillion in market cap. We've had a retracement on Bitcoin down to slightly lower than $30,000. And this is a great time for new investors, in my opinion, to be coming into crypto. The market cap of the whole crypto industry is just $1.1 trillion. And now I'm going to put that into perspective for you. And the reality is, a lot of people are a little bit disenchanted with Bitcoin. And that is why I want to make this video. Because they've seen Bitcoin make its huge run up all the way up to 69,000, and they think the good money is no longer available to be had. There's no more wave left. Bitcoin is saturated. And so they go looking for meme coins. But the reality is the whole crypto space, which mainly consists of the top projects, the top market cap projects, has a long, long way to go. We are just on the early crest of the wave here in crypto. Let's take a look and make this a little bit more visual for everybody. Let's put me there. And what I want to do first, and shout out to Engrave on Medium for creating these graphics, really nice graphics, which kind of illustrate how little crypto adoption we need in order to have massive shake. So the idea here, the premise behind crypto really starting to explode is, imagine when we start to see some elements of wealth from other industries, whether real estate, whether precious metal, whether the traditional stock market. Imagine just a portion of the money that goes into those is rotated across to crypto as a hedge. That's the thesis, and we're already seeing that start to happen. I mean, here in 2022, who would have thought you have the likes of Tesla, the likes of Square, huge companies holding Bitcoin on its balance sheet. Michael Saylor holding loads of Bitcoin. A country such as El Salvador adopting it as legal tender. These are huge milestones which continue to show that more and more money is flowing across to Bitcoin. And we don't need huge amounts to flow in terms of a percentage. You just need a percentage of what's in current assets out there to rotate across to Bitcoin. So in other words, if all these industries just said, hang on a second, to diversify a little bit, we want to put a couple of percent into Bitcoin or into crypto, and they're going to start with Bitcoin, which is the safest of all the cryptos. That's going to have a huge shake for the market cap going forward. So look at this right now. What you can see is you're seeing gold sits at 11.4 trillion. So crypto, when at the time this gentleman made the graphics, was sitting at 2.35 trillion. It's actually now sitting at 1 trillion. So one would be crypto, okay? 1 bar would be crypto, and almost 12 here is just gold. Why do people invest in gold? Store of value, hedge against inflation. You know, it's an asset that people want to hold. Exactly a lot of the qualities that Bitcoin has, but in an immutable way, diversified on the blockchain, decentralized. You can't touch it. It's immutable, right? It's the hardest asset known to man. So that's the first thing I wanted to share with you. Now, as we go on these slides, you'll see a few other things coming up. So let's just pop me over there, and what I want to show you here is this is the real estate market. Okay, so again, let's take this step by step, because the real estate market is huge, and this is just mind-boggling. Remember, this is crypto here. By the way, we're half of that, because this is when it was 2.35. I'm going to keep reminding you of that. We're sitting at 1.1 trillion at the time of recording this video. So if you're entering now, you're entering super early. It's 1 trillion. 34 trillion is just all the global commercial real estate. Commercial. If you then add all the residential and other real estate on top, that's another 340 trillion. We're not even talking a percent. Big crypto as a whole, not just Bitcoin, crypto as a whole is not even a percent of the real estate market. It's less than 0.5%, okay? Insane when you look at this visually to say, okay, If all real estate investors just on their balance sheet held a little bit of crypto, less than 1%, 0.5%, 1% would change. We doubled our market cap, right? Insane. Okay, let's keep things moving because it might blow your mind. Equities, right? This is your traditional equities, the stock market, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and all the other countries with their exchanges. Again, sitting at 122 trillion. 122 trillion. Insane. Again, we're just about like 1% of that, of the equity market. So again, if those who invest in equities, if all those companies decided, hang on a second, we need to hold 5% of Bitcoin, game changer for crypto. Absolute game changer. So anybody who thinks, oh, we're late, you're not late at all. This is the start of the crest of the wave. Yes, you've missed that pre-pump, that first bit. That was the tough bit. But now there's no excuses for you not to not be onboarding because corporates, countries have not hit. We're going to come on to that. So make sure you stay tuned to the very end. If your mind is blown already, it's going to get a whole lot better here. Okay. And the next thing, this is the huge one. Gross domestic product. So again, you've got El Salvador buying the dip in crypto, literally spending the country's reserves buying crypto. So it doesn't take a genius to go, hang on a second, what if a few more countries do that? And not necessarily make it legal tender, but what if they just make it, what if they just want to hold some of it on their balance sheet as a hedge? And you go and look at the countries. United States GDP, 20 trillion. China, 14 trillion. I don't know when these numbers are as of, but France, 2.63 trillion. France's GDP is double the crypto market cap today. Okay? And crypto is for the globe. Crypto is not just for one country. So again, you look at the world's GDP, 84 trillion in GDP. Okay? Huge. Okay? So in other words, if Bitcoin was a country, which you can see on the right-hand side, Netherlands is 914 billion, Bitcoin 814 billion, Switzerland 750. Okay? Hopefully that puts it into perspective. Bitcoin's market cap is about the size of Netherlands and Switzerland. So the key message here, before I kind of carry on with some of these visuals, is when somebody, like I referred to the Da Vinci video, the infamous Da Vinci video from 8 years ago, when somebody that you respect or admire, or just anybody who you think has done a little bit of research, comes up to you with a thesis, and they believe this is going to be the next frontier. You know, you get this all the time. Maybe your friend or colleague or somebody you respect, a business partner, comes up to you and says, this is going to be the next frontier. And they may say NFTs, they may say crypto, they may talk about DeFi, whatever they're talking about, right? If you respect that person, go and spend, this is my rule in life, go and spend 100 hours studying it. 100 hours, it's nothing, right? 100 hours to go and study it. So that's a Saturday for 10 Saturdays, right? Go and study this thing. And if by the end of it, you don't believe in it, scrap it. It doesn't deserve any more of your bandwidth, you can move on. So if somebody comes up to you trust and says, NFTs is going to be the future, go and study NFTs for 100 hours. Get that base level of knowledge before refuting it, before dismissing it. Because guess what? Loads of people dismiss crypto. Loads of people said, oh, Bitcoin was not going to make it because they never did the research. They never spent 100 hours, trust me. You would have done a little bit, looked at some price charts, whatever, got bored, got distracted, and didn't invest in crypto. And then when it's running up to 60,000 in 2020, they're like, oh my God, why didn't I not do that? That's my rule of thumb. Anytime anybody comes up to me with an interesting concept, 100 hours. If I don't like it, I reject it and I don't talk about it anymore. If I do like it, then we double down in on it and see what is so interesting about it and how can I get involved. Okay, so if you're on the fence about crypto, spend 100 hours. Go do 100 hours of research. Consider this your first 10, 15 minutes and crack on. Okay, let's keep this moving. Now, just to again put the crypto market into kind of perspective, which is sitting at 1.1 trillion. The public and student debt, okay? So US just student debt, just the US student debt here on the right-hand side is bigger than the current size of the crypto market cap today. The current US student debt is more than the entire value of cryptocurrencies. You can sell all cryptocurrencies everywhere and you couldn't even cover the US debt of the students over there in the US. Insane. Okay? And the public debt as a whole is 226 trillion. Okay? Insane. Not even 0.5%. The crypto is not even 0.5% of the public debt of $226 trillion. Let's keep going. Because hopefully this is giving you a little bit of inspiration to say, hang on, this is way too early. These numbers are huge. And if just portion of this type of real money, which is going around the globe, comes into crypto, crypto is going to grow. It doesn't even need to become the de facto winner. That's a separate conversation. If it just became in the conversation, that's when the trillions start to flow. So let's look at the Federal Reserve's balance sheet since QE. It's now sitting at 8.5 trillion. I'm not sure what the latest reading is, but this one says 8.5 trillion. Again, crypto market cap 1.1 trillion. Okay, so it's an eighth of the total amount that the Fed has just printed during COVID and the rest of it. Okay, let's keep going. Let's look at the war bills. Okay, so the US expenses since 2021, just on the conflict in Afghanistan, just one conflict, is 2.26 trillion. They spent double the market cap of crypto on one conflict. One conflict. Okay, so again, why am I saying this? Because if these countries wanted to get serious about crypto and flow funds into crypto, into the adoption of crypto, into the ecosystem, into the space, to the developers, incentives programs, helping crypto companies grow, like we see with stocks, right? The governments are well behind stocks and equities. They were behind crypto. Imagine the kind of money that can flow. Double the amount of crypto market cap spent on just one conflict by one country, okay? Let alone global adoption. Let's take a look at energy investment. And again, this is such a, this is a noble cause, and we know we should all be improving our energy consumption and making it more green. But the globe has spent 35.3 trillion trying to make more green energy initiatives. And a lot of people are arguing that's not enough, right? And that's a separate debate, whether it's enough or not enough. That's not the point I'm trying to make here. 1/35th of the amount spent in green energy investment is crypto's entire market cap today, as of 2022 in May. Okay, hopefully that puts it into context. Let's keep it coming. Now let's look at the global industries. Let's put this into perspective. Let's sit back and put this into perspective. And this chart needs to get updated because, like I said, 1.1 trillion. So Bitcoin should be here on the right-hand side. Telecommunications industry, bigger than Bitcoin. Automobile, like cars manufacturing, right? Automobile manufacturing, double crypto, more than double, triple crypto. Oil and gas exploration, 5x on crypto's market cap. Food industry is 5x crypto. Financial services industry, which is ultimately what DeFi is trying to, compete against. So just imagine if they just win a little bit of this, right? 22.5 trillion. So in other words, if crypto did nothing else, just to give it none of the previous slides I showed you, they did none of that. But if crypto just said, hang on, we're going to take 1/20th, we're going to take 5% of the traditional finance, what's going on. And we know it can do much more, right? We can sit here and talk about it, and they could do much more. But if we were just to say, very conservatively, we're going to take 5% of the traditional finance space, crypto market cap doubles from here. Okay? There you go. Insane. We already know that can happen because crypto is already half of what it was before. So we know it can double from here. Insane. Okay. And then last but not least, I wanted to share this, which is the top stocks. These are individual stocks, guys. And we know they can change the world, right? We're talking about Google democratizing search, right? Making it really easy for us to search, use maps, Google Drive, and the rest of it, right? They own Android, Microsoft, great stuff. Windows, been phenomenal. It's been phenomenal. A huge change for the world. Apple, putting these devices in our hands, right? MacBooks, iPads, huge for the world. Sitting at between 2 and 3 trillion each. Does that even get close to what cryptocurrency can do for the world? Democratizing finance, banking the unbanked, the world's hardest asset, a hedge against inflation, right? We've got to ask ourselves these questions. If crypto even, if crypto even gets started on its journey, it will surpass all of these equities. These are just equity companies that have changed the world in their own right, but nowhere near the mission statement that crypto has and has the potential of competing against over these next decades, right? So there you have it, guys. Absolutely insane. Hopefully, just hopefully, those slides have clicked something in your head to say, hang on a second, why am I sitting on the fence? It's not early. It's only early if I have a short-term mindset. Sorry, it's not late. It's only late if I have a short-term mindset, right? If I sit there and look at the horizon of where this is going, yes, I may have missed the run-up of crypto from 1,000 to 60. We're now sitting back at 30. If you're new to crypto, what a beautiful time to enter when you're sitting at a $1 trillion market cap. What a beautiful time for you to go do your 100 hours of research, buy your first bit of Bitcoin, buy your first bit of crypto. How does it work? Transact on MetaMask, right? How does a hardware wallet work? How does a cold wallet work? How do I transfer? How does it all work? Surely now's going to be a beautiful time to do that. And just imagine how well it's going to stand you. It's going to stand you in really good stead going forward. This ain't going anywhere. Crypto is not going to go anywhere. And the longer you delay it, you're just delaying something which you should have done before, and then you're just never going to do it, right? And then you're like, oh, it's not for me. That's for the kids, right? Crypto's for the kids. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. Don't be that person. Get yourself set up. And for anybody out there who's new to crypto, don't confuse yourself. Just get into Bitcoin, buy your first bit of Bitcoin, and that's it. Just take a little bit of your paycheck, something you're not going to notice, like a meal, maybe you go for a meal or a coffee. Buy crypto every week or month. That's it, right? Because the reality is, there's 21 million Bitcoin created and ever will be created. Many of those are lost and burnt. Not burnt, but they're in wallets where you just can't access them, right? So it's really about 18 million. So if all the millionaires in the world just wanted one Bitcoin, they're going to fight for it in the future. So these Bitcoins are going to become extremely, extremely valuable over time. So it's important you just try to accumulate whatever you can over time and do it with portions of your income, which you won't notice if it's gone, right? So that way, if you were wrong on this thesis, at least you can sit back and say, I participated in it, so what? Instead of having the opposite, which is that regret. And trust me, that burden of regret will be much worse than you losing a little bit of your income, which you wouldn't have noticed because it was your coffee money or your burger money or something just which you parted with just to put in crypto, just in case we were right on this journey and vision that we had. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you like this different type of content, smash up the like button and subscribe. If you're new here, go check out some of my other videos. I'm going to link them up here. Make sure you watch them. Leave me a comment below so I know if you enjoy them. If you like my perspective, check out ejaz.uk/member. If you want to get trading and you want to start investing in crypto, check out the links below to the exchanges, and I'll see you in the next one.